Hello, everyone. I hope you are all having a wonderful time today. We have a good news. It appears something good is happening in West Africa. It have come to our notice that a young president is being elected in Senegal. And what is good about a young president is that when you have a leader that have energy, compared to when you have leaders that almost they look like they need walking stick and they still want to become the leader of their country, like in the case of Nigeria right now, or in the case of Cameroon, where you have these people that have been there for several years. They are supposed to be grandfather, they are supposed to be at home, where people will be coming to them in their own home and be asking for counsel. Instead, they prefer to be the leader as the most intelligent people in the country, whether they actually belong to the old order. But something good is happening in West Africa. And of course, we have some of these leaders that are not able to come in through democratic means. So they are coming in as military head of state. But we have also others that are coming in through democratic process. For example, just now in Senegal, a new leader has just won an election, and it's a very young person. You see, when you have these young people coming into politics, they are able to do something good for the country. The energy is still high with them. They are still able to take certain decisions. They still have a lot of years to live. And for this reason, they are careful of the decision that they are making, because they are making calculation, knowing that whatever mistake that they make now, they are going to live with it for many years to come. Or like, for example, if the president of Nigeria, Tinubu, were to make a grievous mistake against the Nigerian people, of course, he will not live to see the reward, because the reward of political decision usually do not come immediately. They come like about 20, 30 years after you have taken the decision. And this is why it is important that we need young leaders who are able to take decisions, knowing that if they fucked up the system, they are going to live with it many years to come. Of course, the same thing nearly happened in Nigeria last year, only that the kingmakers in Nigeria are, of course, the United Kingdom and the United States, plus those in Nigeria didn't want the Nigerian voice to be respected. So they do what the Nigerian people will call mago in the electoral result, and so that we obviously see that the person who did not win the election become the leader of the country. And that is really unfortunate. And of course, all Nigeria, I hope Nigeria, how market? I hope everything is going well for you now. I hope you are enjoying it now. I hope everybody is happy now. Because at the time we were having people like saying, okay, we are the Yoruba people, it's time for the Yoruba people. Hey, Yoruba people, I hope you are all having a good time. They will also hear of people talking of the Muslim ticket. Oh, it's time for the Muslim. Listen, people, listen. These people that are running your system do not care whether you are a Christian or Muslim. They do not care whether you are Hausa, Igbo, or Yoruba. What they are interested in are what can they use to distract you, so that you are busy fighting against those little things like, the Igbo man is coming to Lagos, let's fight him to go back to Enugu. That is not the issue. That is beside the point. Or for example, they are trying to Islamize Nigeria. That is their agenda. Forget it. That is not the problem. If Islamizing Nigeria was the agenda, it would have been done by now. Christianize the country so that the Muslims come out and fight. Is the North and South dichotomy, those are just, they are gimmick. They are not the real thing. They are just there to take attention away from the people for what is the main issue, so that people don't ask for the infrastructure, people don't ask for the education, people don't ask for the history, people don't ask for what is happening. Instead, they are fighting against themselves. That is the political gimmick. So what we need are young people that are able to think. Can you take the time to listen to when Peter Obi was talking? He was actually laying out the plan for the country. Of course, I'm taking some time to look at Nigeria, because I'm saying it is important that we understand what is happening in that country. Because Nigerian people believe that they wanted to get a change of government through democratic means. But we have this bigger power now at the international level, and the local people deny the Nigerian people of the possibility to change their government through electoral means. But of course, we are still here hoping that that system will change peacefully, so that the Nigerian people can eventually have a system that will work for them. But of course, we are happy with the Senegalese people. You see, Senegal have always been a hallmark of democracy in West Africa. Countries like Senegal, Ghana, they have been a good example for us that it can be done. we need a peaceful transition of power. This guy is radiating possibility. I want to repeat again. As a young person, the future is in your hands. This is something that I really found very happy today as I got the news. I said, wow, this is beautiful. This is a big news. This is really an important news that needs to be celebrated in West Africa and, of course, in Senegal, where the change is taking place. He said, Dakar, Senegal. Senegal, little known 44 years old opposition leader, was named the country's next president on Monday, less than 2 weeks after being released from prison to run in the election. You see, that is even very important now, because this shows that the people are really behind this person. That the electoral process there, they wanted to weaken them by keeping this guy in prison and they release him just few weeks to the election, few days to the election, so that they will not be able to have chance to galvanize the people around so that they can vote for them. But as we can see now, the people really know what they want. It's just like what happened in Nigeria, because if you reconduct the election in Nigeria, Peter Obi will still win. It was obvious that this guy was going to win because the people have woken up to the time that they wanted a change. It happened in Nigeria before. That was in 1993 when IBB was the president of Nigeria. And of course, what did the IBB government did? They annulled the election. They didn't give power to the one who actually won, which is what the current administration also did in Nigeria. That after the election is done, they did all their mago to make sure that the right person do not become the leader of the country. And this is happening all the time. But we can see now that Senegal is showing a good example to Nigeria that it is a possibility. You need to allow the voice of the people to be respected. You need to allow their voice to be heard. And when you do that, it will be progress for the country. And for Nigeria, we can see it today. The current president of Nigeria, Ahmed Bola Tinubu, said, it is my turn. And of course, it is your turn, Oga. You are not the leader of the country. But I hope the market is going well for the Nigerian people. Of course, we can see it now, right? Are we not enjoying it? I'm talking to you, fellow Nigerians. I hope we are all enjoying it now. This is a good time now. This is what we voted for. We said the administration of the former president, the former administration was bad, no? So we needed to vote for. It wasn't bad for it. It was so good. So we wanted a continuation. So the kingmaker, of course, not the ordinary Nigeria, because the ordinary Nigeria didn't vote for what we have today. This is not what we voted for. We know what we voted for. But this enemy of democracy, this enemy of the people, look for a way to change the result. In the middle of the night, they announced the election in their evil work. Because this is what they wanted. They wanted to cripple the Nigerian economy. They wanted to reduce the Nigerian naira to nonsense. That is why they printed the naira. You see, there is a line that we need to take a look at, understand what is happening in Nigeria. Because it's a big economy, but some people are not interested in our interest. That is why they are looking for people that are wearing pampers to become our president. So that those people, we care about their health instead of the country. What if we got Peter Obi to become the leader of the country? By now, Nigeria will become a different situation. What if we can get a 40-year-old Nigeria to become the leader of this country? We will be singing different songs. Because that individual will know that if you mess up Nigeria, your generation will come to enjoy what you have done. Now, unfortunately, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is already an old man. What he's doing now, turning Nigeria into a failed state, he will not live to enjoy because he's an old man. How many years are you going to live? You only plug Nigeria into a software that will take them many years to clean up. This is what we are talking about by making sure that we bring young, fresh blood into the system, because they are going to live for many years to come. So it is right for them to take the right decision. And I believe that many English-speaking West Africans are taking note of what is happening in French-speaking countries, because these countries have been ruined for many years by France. There are a lot of evidence to show what France have done in this country. So the young people are gradually rising up through the military, rising up through democracy. They are actually affecting the change that they want. They are not just talking about it, they are affecting it. And we can see the evidence that was shown by Thomas Sankara, for example, that In our country, we should be able to produce what we eat and eat what we produce. That is not what is happening in Nigeria. In Nigeria, we are consuming what we don't produce and producing what we don't consume. This is retrogression to the economy. It's retrogression to the people because we have the wrong people in the position of authority. So it's time we look for younger, fresher blood individuals who are able to understand our position in the world. That is how we can make headway.